But now it's time for me to come out here and do what I have to do. And that is relinquish the World Heavyweight Championship.
It was sad to see the news break out that the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, recognized for having the longest undefeated streak in WWE history, was relinquishing the NXT Women's Championship due to injury. For a while, we have all been wondering who is going to finally defeat the Empress of Tomorrow to become the next NXT Women's Champion. But it turns out the answer is no one. The Japanese seem to be invincible when it comes to the ring. Well, some of them anyway.
As the built up, belly to belly, oh my! He threw Funaki halfway across the ring. Oh.
Following her victory against Ember Moon at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, it was later announced that Asuka had broken her right collarbone during the match after landing awkwardly from a throw. As a result, this meant that Asuka had to painfully let go of her title, ending her historic 500+ day reign as NXT Women's Champion. There have been negotiations that Asuka will move up to the main roster on either Raw or SmackDown. But whatever the case,
no one is ready for Asuka!
the ending of WrestleMania 31 was an unforgettable one, as it saw the Architect, Seth Rollins, cash in his Money in the Bank contract and walk out as the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. As WWE Champion, Seth Rollins was the man, and no one could touch him. He would always find ways to come out on top, whether it be an interference from J&J Security or a crafty tactic. Cheating. Ooh, sorry, bit of a cough there. Despite this, Rollins' run as WWE World Heavyweight Champion came to an unfortunate end after he tore his ACL, his MCL, and his medial meniscus in his knee, while attempting to execute a sunset flip powerbomb in a match against Kane at a WWE live event in Ireland. As much as how devastating it was for Rollins to forfeit his title, at least we won't have to hear that wicked laugh again. Finn Balor's main roster debut on Raw left us with chills as he won the opportunity to compete for the new WWE Universal Championship by firstly winning a fatal 4-way match and then defeating the big dog Roman Reigns cleanly on the same night, which is an achievement in itself.
You can't bury me.
With all that momentum, Balor went on to face Seth Rollins for the Universal title at SummerSlam 2016. However, during the match, Balor suffered a legitimate shoulder injury. More specifically, he tore his labrum and suffered additional damage including a torn bicep, a torn pectoral tendon, cartilage damage, and a fracture on his glenoid neck socket after receiving a running powerbomb to the barricade from Seth Rollins.
Try your best, but you don't succeed.
Barricade!
However, that did not stop the Demon King from finishing the match as he popped his dislocated shoulder back into place and went on to win, becoming the inaugural WWE Universal Champion. He must be a real-life demon. Despite his efforts, Balor was forced to relinquish the title he had just won due to injury in a segment on Raw the next day. Edge is one of the most decorated wrestlers ever to step in a WWE ring, having won a total of 31 championships, which I will now not list. There's too many. However, he was no stranger to injuries along the way. The rated R superstar took many risks and bumps, which meant he had to vacate 3 titles on 3 different occasions. The first one being the WWE World Heavyweight Championship back in 2007. Edge had to painfully surrender his first World Heavyweight Championship due to a torn left pectoral muscle he legitimately suffered at his Mardi Gras celebration when he was attacked by Kane. And who took his place as World Heavyweight Champion? None other than the Great Khali. The one who still believes to this day that he won the WWE Championship at WWE Battleground. Edge's second title that he had to vacate was the WWE Tag Team Championship, which he won with Chris Jericho in 2009. A torn Achilles tendon in the back of his leg meant that Edge had to relinquish the title, which led to Jericho replacing Edge with the Big Show, forming Jericho, which turned out to be a pretty great tag team. Lastly, the third title that Edge had to vacate was the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, once again. This was perhaps the most emotional one, as not only did Edge vacate his world title, but he retired as the World Heavyweight Champion because of a recurring neck injury that became life-threatening. Even announcer Tony Chimmel couldn't contain his emotions when announcing Edge to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the World Heavyweight Champion, the Rated R Superstar, Edge!
It was a truly sad day saying goodbye to the Rated R Superstar. But what a way to go out as World Heavyweight Champion. It's a pretty good way to go. WrestleMania 30 was a truly memorable night as we witnessed Daniel Bryan defeat Triple H and then Randy Orton and Batista in the main event to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Years and years of hard work and dedication finally paid off for Bryan. However, like Edge, Bryan was plagued with injuries throughout his career, which sadly caught up to him in the end and led to his premature retirement. Just over 2 months following the biggest win in his career, Bryan was officially stripped of the World Heavyweight Championship by The Authority due to a neck injury that prevented him from defending the title. And if that wasn't unlucky enough, Bryan had to also vacate the Intercontinental Championship he won at WrestleMania 31 due to injury. Eventually, Bryan made the difficult decision to announce his retirement, and as much as we're all thinking,
No! No! No!
it was probably for the best, and his legacy as the underdog who made it to the top of the WWE will live on. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please show your support by leaving a like and sharing this video, as it really does help us a lot. Don't forget to comment below too, and we will pin up the best comment. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video from us. Lastly, for daily wrestling facts and more, follow all of our social media accounts, which are on screen and in the description. Thanks, and until the next video.